Hey everyone. So, how many of you knew that Little Tokyo was once a black neighborhood? Well, it's true, and that neighborhood was known as Bronzeville. Now, the neighborhood of Bronzeville came to be during World War II, because since about 1907, Little Tokyo was Little Tokyo. And Little Tokyo was essentially founded in the late 1880s when Japanese sailor Charles Hama opened his first cafe on East First Street. But because the US government issued Executive Order 9066 during World War II, that would result in the Japanese Americans being imprisoned for absolutely no reason during World War II. So because they were all imprisoned, Little Tokyo was empty. And in this same time period, LA city laws prohibited black Americans from buying any homes in 95% of the city. And in one of the few areas that they could live in was right here in Little Tokyo. Little Tokyo would become a destination for about 80,000 black Americans that were moving west. And because of that, Little Tokyo would earn the name of Bronzeville. And people would call it Bronzeville because of the skin color of its new residents. Bronzeville would become a pretty vibrant neighborhood. There would be a newspaper business that would spring up, and a lot of jazz clubs. Some of the new clubs that would open up in the area became known as breakfast clubs. And that would be because the clubs would stay open until the sun rose the next morning. Bronzeville would be described as a neighborhood where the sun never went down. People were always out and about. Now, the music scene was great in Bronzeville, and one of the best clubs to be at was Shep's Playhouse here on First Street. It was said that jazz greats like Coleman Hawkins, T-Bone Walker, and Joe Liggins would play at Shep's Playhouse. Even people like Judy Garland and Gene Kelly would come and enjoy the music. Another big club in Bronzeville was the Finale Club, and the Finale Club was where a young Miles Davis would play at. Now, the neighborhood of Bronzeville did not last very long. It was around for 3 years to be exact. And that would be because the US government would essentially lift Order 9066 and allow the Japanese families to go back home. And that transition was not easy. There would be a lot of tensions between the black and Japanese communities. But both the communities would find a way to work with each other and help each other out. And that is the brief history of Bronzeville.